Twitter to ban the president or suspend his account. Now, that hasn't happened, so now there's a GoFundMe to try to buy Twitter to stop him that way. As of right now, more than $43,000 has been raised in just over a week. Well, that's pretty good. The goal is $1 billion. The page was started by someone you may know, Valerie Plame, the former CIA spy whose identity was revealed in the New York Times back in 2003. She's also a member of Plowshares Fund and Global Zero groups aimed at reducing the world of nuclear weapons. And she's a best-selling author. I have read her books. And Valerie Plame joins me now. Valerie, thanks for joining us. You've obviously gotten the president's attention because the press secretary released a statement saying her ridiculous attempt to shut down his First Amendment is the only clear violation and expression of hate and intolerance in this equation. It's an interesting point. There are a lot of people who say shutting him down on Twitter would feel like, if not actually be, a violation of free speech.
Hi, Ali. Good to be with you. Thank you for having me. Well, that's an absurd claim. The First Amendment doesn't work like that. The First Amendment is written to protect the people from the government. And furthermore, not all speech is protected. The famous case, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Look, Trump has weaponized Twitter. And I became particularly concerned with his increasingly impulsive and reckless and really heated rhetoric around the nuclear issue in North Korea. I don't want to see our impulsive leader accidentally set off a nuclear war with North Korea, who is also led by a reckless leader, Kim Jong-un.
Do you, I don't know what the latest valuation on Twitter is, but it would probably need about $6 billion to get a majority stake in it. Obviously, the $1 billion is the idea that that would make you the biggest shareholder, or the GoFundMe campaign, the biggest shareholder in Twitter, and that would be able to influence things.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's a very ambitious goal, for sure, but the whole point is to shine a spotlight on how dangerous this can be. People who follow this is what I used to do in my old job at the CIA, my former colleagues now. We know that we can accidentally stumble into a nuclear war with this sort of careless talk. And I also wanted to give people the feeling, the notion that we don't just have to stand by as Trump tweets like this. So even if you get a controlling share or you bring it up at a shareholders meeting, there can be some momentum behind this.
Have you had any conversations with Twitter about this?
No, I have not. This is their own rules. They explicitly prohibit hate speech or language that incites violence. And I'm pretty sure that a nuclear war would fall under violence.
And you are largely focused on the tweets in which he threatens, you know, the locked and loaded with respect to North Korea. That's what you say crosses the line in Donald Trump's case.
Yes, but I mean, I find the fact that our president tweets at all somewhat demeaning and humiliating. The truth is, no matter what you care about, if you want Mexico to build the border wall, if you want to repeal and replace Obamacare, cut taxes, or want full reproductive rights for women's health care, it doesn't matter. None of those things will matter if you don't get the nuclear issue right. And this is very serious. We're trying to do this to draw attention to what Global Zero is doing. As you mentioned, I work with them. I'm on the board of Plowshares Fund. And this is a way that people can feel empowered to get the president to tone this down.
Right, so there's a lot of weird things the president tweets. I mean, he retweeted somebody this morning. It's since been deleted. It was a guy who 4 days ago tweeted that he doesn't like the way Jews drive or something like that. But more importantly, he also tweeted, I think, again, just this morning, about former Director of National Intelligence head James Clapper insulting him. The president has taken aim at the community to which you once belonged, the intelligence community, sort of from from day one. I just want to get inside. I mean, I have read your books, and I know I love them, and I love the stuff that you know about the intelligence community. But take me inside the head of intelligence operatives across America who do most of their work in private, in secret, and are not recognized for it. Is there some sense of what the president attacking them results in?
It's never good when there's daylight between the intelligence community and the president. It is not good for our national security. It undermines it. I would say my former colleagues are deeply concerned. Clapper was talking about the president's stability and temperament, among other things. But when you get down to what's happening on the street, you try to recruit people to provide critical intelligence to senior policymakers. Right now, the United States and its leadership is seen as so inconsistent and chaotic. It is that much harder to try to recruit someone to say, okay, I believe in your form of government and how you're doing it. We have managed to lose the moral and political and economic high ground.
Valerie Plame, good to talk to you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
We'll keep an eye on that GoFundMe campaign. After the break, this guy has interviewed everybody from